Okay, I'm back. You guys, let me do this over again because clearly my volume wasn't on, so I have to do it again, right? Hey guys, there's no sound because I've been having a really rough day because people on Instagram calling me a stupid and a dumb head and saying they don't see proof of what Portia did, and I better be careful before she beats my ass. And bitch, guess what? I don't care because I was in those YouTube streets and we were in those Instagram streets. Tattle Tells, we did it. We did it, Joe. Yo, that interview was great. And if you saw that interview, and especially since you've been watching me from the beginning, you know I've come a long way from my first interview to what happened with Fallon. But the YouTube streets raised me. It was a great interview. I do realize people lack basic comprehension skills. Apparently, when it comes to your fave, your mortal enemy can congratulate you on the birth of your child and speak on your child in order to deflect. And if it's said with positivity, we won't say anything. And I said, but weren't y'all the same people in the supermarket saying it's nuck if you buck on site and drag her and that it's been good. We've been getting accolades. We were on the Shade Room. That was a good interview, y'all. Yes, I've come along. What do you mean me? We've come a long way, Tattle Tells. We are organized. You know what? We like being messy. We like the drama, but God damn it, let's have some critical thinking and some facts with that. You know what I found funny though? We're about to get into the mess, right? For all the new Tattle Tells, I'm about to say start saying hi and thank you. For all the new Tattle Tells, I'm about to start saying hi and thank you so much for signing up and for being here. We have some really special treats today, but I also want to say, I find it odd that there's something weird going on exactly. To V said it right. Team Smart over here. Listen, I find it odd that there's something going on in social media, right? And this isn't about people being messy. This isn't about people talking trash. This isn't about having thick skin. It's all about the audacity. It's about the sheer unmitigated gall. You can say whatever you want about someone in your house. If it's my channel, I'm going to say what I want. You start your channel, you say what you want. I don't care. I'm never going over to your channel. But the gall in modern things that people think that they can actually come into your front door on your channel, kicking the door in to say what they want, you guys are out of your goddamn mind. And guess what? You will be blocked. Now, I don't mind people disagreeing with me. Just be respectful. And if you can't be respectful, be funny, be clever. I like a little razzle dazzle with my little reads. I like a little je ne sais quoi. Somebody coming to my door and be like, yeah, B, we gonna drag you. Okay, we are not in third grade. What are you doing? That's not getting a result. But listen, be respectful. If you don't want to be respectful, be funny. It is in life, I have gotten dragged. And sometimes when somebody dragged me, I just have to be like this. That was a good one. Okay, I allow that. You know how sometimes somebody drags you and not in a funny way, and you just have to giggle to yourself like, okay, that was a good one. Continue, right? Yo, they don't even be given any razzle dazzle. It just be on some like Debo schoolboy, so like Twitter fingers, thugging it out. Yeah, you better watch your back, girl. Anyway, today was a fun day in social media, and I just learned that people, again, y'all want to talk trash about me? Start your own channel. Get your own Instagram. But the fact that you somehow think that you're going to come up to my channel and talk shit about me in a disrespectful, unintelligent, not even funny manner. Listen, be intelligent. If you're going, I would prefer all three. But if you can't be funny, be respectful. If you can't be respectful, be intelligent. If you can't be intelligent, be funny. You see how that keeps bouncing back and forth? But the fact that you're going to bring your unfunny, unrespectful, like literally to my channel and think that shit's going to fly, you are out of your damn mind. Woo! Listen, we're about to start the live. There's 313 people in. Listen, we're about to take this into members only. I know non-members can see the live right now, but we're about to take this into members only territory. But before we go, y'all, remember we were talking about who bought Portia her car and the shopping wardrobe and what's going on, yeah, I got the juice on that. And I'm here to verify things and actually give y'all a little bit more tea. Y'all want to know about Portia and who she was fighting on her family trip and why she was fighting and what the fallout is, and you want to know the backstory about that? Yeah, we got that too. And you know what the funny thing is? Dennis McKinley is woven through all those stories, only not the way you think. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to get into this juice? Ain't no fault that I'm out here getting loose. Mama, blame it on the juice. Blame it on the juice. All right, we go on members live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We are members only, baby. We are members only. Well, hold on. Let me try this again. Let's see. We are members only, baby. Y'all hear me? That's right. Let's go. Woo! Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Y'all, what y'all want to hear about? Yes, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I just had to say that thing. People are out of their damn mind, but you know what? I love it because you know what? When I was getting dragged on Instagram, and it was just dum dums. You know, Portia's fans, right? Just dum dums. And I was getting fat. And I remember I was just putting sunglasses on, listening to Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares. I used to dream of times like this. I shine like this. Okay, anyway, listen, here we go. Let's do this. Let's go. All right. Let's give the juice. All right. Let's talk about. Now, there was a lot of debate into who gave Portia that Rolls Royce and who took her on a shopping spree. Okay, let me tell you how this shit went down, right? Now, again, my opinion, my things, word on the street. You don't gotta take this as fact. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm letting you know what I think based off of the people I've talked to, right? Now, these are blind items. Ooh, Shakira, Otis, thank you. Now, these are, right? Wait, only the comments are members only? Hold on. Let me make sure. Hold on. Ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Ooh, Vicky, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, now we should be members. Yes, thank you. So who said this is only members only? Listen. Miss Intellect said, who you got windmill? We windmilling in this bitch. Okay, hold on. All right, I can start cursing. All right. Yes, welcome new. Listen, I'm with y'all. Screw the trolls. Y'all must not know me if y'all think somebody's sitting there playing Twitter fingers on Instagram is hurting my feelings. Please, as much trash as I talk, you know I can take it. Yo, Vicky, thank you so much, Mama, for the super chat. Okay, so let's get into it. Remember how when we were talking, we're members only now. We are members only now. Thank you so much for pointing that out that only the chat is members only, right? Hey, what's up, LA? What's going on? Andrew, what's going on? Thank you, Andrew, for the super chat. Okay, listen. Okay, so listen, we are members only now. All right. So remember when I was talking about, listen, and also, if your name is Portia Williams, Simon Gabodia, if you are related to them, if you are an agent of them, if you are a friend, or if you are passing this information on to them, please know that this information is copyright restricted and any use without my consent, it will not be allowed for any reason. Okay, so if you are an agent, if you are a friend, if you're doing this, please know this information shall not and will not be passed along to them. Just put a little disclaimer in there because Simon, I know you in here. I know you in here while you putting in your chew. We see how. Well, hold on a second. Let me talk some trash. Right, this is water in case everybody's thinking anything. Right. Remember how I did that video and I said Simon Tamar, he's trying to get his body and mind right, and he was eating a plate of lasagna with broccoli. That broccoli probably got on his plate by accident. He was eating a plate of lasagna and broccoli. And what's one of y'all? I'm gonna hurt y'all. Was like, it might be vegetarian lasagna, and I said, girl, stop. Vegetarian lasagna still got cheese. It's a cheese, mama. And meat, ground beef, and tomato sauce ain't never made anybody's stomach hard. And then the very next day, he's posted 2 pieces of Oscar Mayer turkey bacon, some goddamn egg beaters, egg white omelet with some Mrs. Dash in there. a little rolled up piece of salmon and two pieces of pineapple and strawberries. Why I feel like he laid that book down, put that grapefruit juice there, that thing of coffee, laid out that plate, and as soon as that photo shoot was open, he said, "Now get this mess out of here and give me some real goddamn breakfast. If you don't put some goddamn waffles and maple syrup on my plate, give me a break. Give me a break." You know what it reminds me of? Because I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, right? We're about to get into the mess, but I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, right? So I've been trying to lose my pandemic weight for like the last when did we leave lockdown? I've been trying to lose my pandemic weight since we left lockdown. That shit hasn't budged. It might go down a few pounds and then I jump up again, right? You know that old saying where it's like, I was trying to lose 10 pounds before the pandemic and now I got 25 pounds to lose. That's me. So I know the struggle. So I know the struggle when you're sitting there and you're just like, yo, I got this weight to lose, but I'm hungry. It's taking too long. And let me just go get something else to eat. And I know that struggle when you're like, it's so odd. I don't know what's going on. I haven't lost a pound in weeks. But then when you track what you've been eating, I'm like, oh, maybe it was the ice cream for breakfast, the waffles for dessert. Maybe it was this, like ordering from Five Guys and KFC and Taco Bell all in one day. Maybe. Why I feel like that's what Simon's going through. I don't know what's going on in that man's house, but I just feel like that's what he's going through. The same thing I went through in the pandemic, right? Mm. I'm just saying. Y'all know that thing where it's like, it's so weird. I don't know what's wrong with my metabolism. No matter what I do, I can't lose a pound. And you know, my BFS is looking at me like, well, I'm eating KFC. Like, I don't know, what could it be, right? But anyway. And then listen, anyway, when he came on, I said, look at you with your little Oscar Mayer turkey bacon put in the microwave just right. You know, and you know the chef, he probably went to the chef and was like, chef, I need to lose weight, 1,200 calories, please. And you know how, like, whenever like somebody's dieting and someone's cooking diet food for you, and you got 1,200 calories to go, and they're just like, here's your breakfast, which is 300. Here's your lunch, which is 400. Here's your dinner, which is 600. And you look at it, and it's like a giant plate of broccoli, and it's like a little piece of fish this big. And for lunch, you got a giant salad with no dressing. And you're just like, you just get so mad. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to skip. I'm skipping it. All right. So anyway, here we go. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm speaking for myself. Listen, that's the one time, the only time in life, because usually I'm Simon Gabodia and Simon's Dennis. When I'm like, we don't even breathe the same air. You're not my type. I don't think we'll ever know each other. That's the one time I can say, man, this struggle is real. I see the humanity in them. I saw the humanity when I saw that little 300-calorie breakfast. And I said, boy, shut up. You ain't eating that. Like, shut up. Shut up. So anyway, let's go. Thank you so much, V. But listen, if you are a friend, agent, or even if, please know that this information is copyrighted and it will not be passed on. And if it is, well, we'll just see when that day comes. But just know this, your morning. Listen. Okay, so anyway, listen. Let's get into this mess. Okay, a couple of things are going on, right? Hold on, really quick. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, listen, listen, listen. Yes, I noticed that Simon was posting pictures on a private plane. With Okay, so anyway, yes, I did notice that he's posting on a private plane. You guys, what else do we want to do? I think we should take a vote. Should we have him like balance on a rubber ball? No, I'm just joking. Okay, so listen, what is this? Okay, so we're gonna have to get into this juice. All right, we're going to have to get into this juice. Okay, so listen, we need to get into this juice. And what is the juice? Okay, so this is a blind item, right? The names will be changed and whatnot. But remember, I was telling you about who Portia's sugar daddy is. Now, here's the thing, right? We can't release the name, but I can confirm, and I know I was being like silly in the chat, right? Portia's sugar daddy bought her a $500,000 car and he bought her a whole bunch of gifts, right? It My sources are confirming that this was all done in one shot. This wasn't an ongoing relationship. He got her the car and she was able to ball so hard, bam, bam, da, 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 right? She was able to ball out. Okay, fine. So she balled out and all that stuff was bought. The problem was that when that happened, she was supposed to be discreet, right? Because again, like I talked about, unlike her fiance that's supposed to be worth a lot of money but seems to be unprotected. Again, your fiance's on Instagram liking the shade room, blowing up people on their birthday, talking about he's demanding a paternity test and all this stuff, right? So what's happening, right? This guy is super, super protected by people. Hold on. Anyway, sorry guys. So anyway, what happened was anyway, what happened was he was supposed to be taking her on a shopping spree, right? He took her on the shopping spree. He was protected. He had a lot of people around him. The people saw them posting, and it wasn't to the point. I know there were rumors that his wife got upset at the fact that he was, and to a certain point, she did, because again, there's not supposed to be any number one, twos, or threes. But I will say that the main reason why she got cut off is because she was flossing on the gram. She was supposed to be completely she was supposed to be completely, what's the word? The completely, God, why can't I think of the word? My mind is so blank. She was supposed to be very, very discreet. Again, when people top up with $500,000 cars, when people are on shopping sprees worth 100,000 or more, it raises a lot of eyes. You don't want people on there because here's the thing. Even though, in the words of Simon, right? Thank you guys, discreet. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. My mind just got thrown off. Sorry, guys. My mind got thrown off. So anyway, when I just got some news, my mind got thrown off. Let me get back in the game. Anyway, when when sorry, my mind, I don't know where it is. I just got some news. You guys know that I've been going through stuff with my family. You know, so every day is a new thing. Not personal, but Anyway, let me get back to the world can wait. Life and death will be on the other side. Let's talk gossip right now. Anyway, she's supposed to be discreet because you just don't want eyebrows. Of course, everybody, how Simon said, maybe SIDBIT. Why am I spelling it? Might be side bitches, and you got your wife, and you got this. But you have to realize that these people all trade in having a veneer of respectability. Do you know what I'm saying? Again, Simon, and again, it's not just Simon, it's a lot of people feel like if they're in the clubs, I mean, it's Simon and a bunch of 20-year-olds, but you know, how, like when you're 20 years old, all you care about, right, is that people see you and you're plus some money and this and that. And you want to, even if you go into a restaurant, remember how you and your friends would go? I mean, that's me and my friends still. You go into a restaurant and you guys are like, "Gah, gah, 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 gah," and everybody's like, "Can you keep it down?" And you're like, "Shut the fuck up. We'll be as loud as we want," right? You know, once you reach a certain, I would think, age or even income level, or even just feeling comfortable in yourself, you don't feel the same need. You don't feel the same need to like enforce yourself on other people or show off or do this and that. And you want other people to look at you with respect. You want them to look at you with admiration, because you know what? You can buy a lot of things in this life. You can buy money, you can buy cars, you can buy an island. But the one thing you really can't buy is respect, not real respect. And even if you could buy respect, you don't got time to be handing money out to everybody you see. You want respect of even people that don't even know you, to be like, "Oh, yeah, I know so and so." Yeah, they're very, very respectful. So posting things on Instagram and doing all that stuff is it's like a big no-no. The people around him, and when I say the people around him, it wasn't just one or two or three or his assistant. This man, like anybody that is a billionaire, you expect to have a PR department. There are lawyers, there are handlers, the assistants got assistants got assistants. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you're on some like high level stuff. They literally closed ranks around him, changed the phone number so she didn't have any access to him. And she's been trying to get back in his good graces ever since. Now, of course, she has no access to him because the people he pays to watch his back, the people he pays to keep himself from doing something stupid, the people he pays to keep him from embarrassing himself, right? Those people close rank and she literally has no more access to him, right? Now, here's what I would say, right? No, it's cool. It's cool, you guys. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Here's what I will say, though. I will say this. Um, Where's this guy from? A lot of you guys guessed it in the public live. Oh, thank you, B. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh, thanks. Listen, no, no, no. I'll be back. I'll be back. My mind just got thrown off. So a lot of you guys guessed in the public live, and I'll say where the guy is from. The guy that bought her the car and the guy that took her on the shopping spree, 100% yes, he was from Nigeria and he is a billionaire. And a couple of you guys in the mainstream actually guessed who this was. And now we are not going to, right? We thank you, B. That's so sweet, right? Um, Listen, now he was also married, right? So she couldn't be out there talking about what he purchased. She was doing interviews saying he was a Nigerian man on Press and Dish Nation. Now, you guys don't realize this, but a long time ago when Portia like started bragging about this, she was on Dish Nation, right? And she was just doing press. And that's when it was like, "Oh, yeah, I know a lot of beautiful Africans." And she was bragging that she was actually dating an African. Again, the fact that I'm being married and the fact of her handlers, that just wasn't, it just wasn't going to fly. Okay, fine. So let's get into like the real mess, right? Now. Hold on a second. Now, here's the one name that was being thrown around that I'm going to make it a blind item, but you guys kind of guess who he is, right? But the one thing you guys didn't guess, right? The one thing that you didn't guess is where he's from. He's from Ecuadoria, New Guinea. Do you guys know where that is? Do you guys know where that is? Listen, listen, she kept saying she's the African to connect. She wasn't joking. The way she met that guy, if you guys missed the last live, I'll explain it to you guys again because there's so much backstory. She has this guy that she's been dating for a long time. They're on again, off again, but this boy is basically her love of her life, right? Hold on. Equatorial Guinea, right? Guinea. You guys, Equatorial Guinea, right? Hold on. Okay. Equatorial Guinea, right? So he's from Equatorial Guinea, and can you guys guess who he is? And he dated a famous, right? Not that guy. Listen, we're talking about two different people. There's the one that's a lover of life, and then there's the one that is another big fish that she tried to capture but escaped her. The big fish that she tried to capture but escaped is from Guinea, right? Is from Guinea. Mr. Big, who we'll talk about again. Let's separate. Mr. Big is this guy that she's been on again, off again for somewhere between 7 and 9 years, right? She's been dating him for a while. This is not the guy from Guinea. This is not the rich guy. This is a different guy. I'm not saying he's not rich, but he's not rich like that, right? So what happened is there is a guy that she's been dating for about 7 to 9 years. They've been on again, off again. This guy, you can say, maybe from the outside looking in, looks like he is the love of her life. However, he is married. He's been married. This guy also, you can say, is in the African Connect. He knows a lot of these high profile African players. Now, here's the weird thing, right? When this was, right? When she was the high profile African players, right? When she wanted to be introduced to him, she wanted this guy to introduce her to it. Now, again, as selfish as it may be, the guy was like, I'm not introducing you to anybody. You're mine, even though he was married. Sis was looking like, wait a second, what's the big deal? You got your someone, I got my someone. Why can't we just get together? You got my someone, you got someone, I got somebody. Why can't we just get together? And why can't we each do our own thing? You hook me up, I'll get the bag, and then we can still have our own little, time. He was like, you're out of your mind, you're mine. He would never introduce her to anybody because he felt some ownership over her. Now, she was clearly into this guy. However, there was one night when she saw the guy from Nigeria that bought her the car and shopping spree, where that guy was in a VIP section or something. And she asked her friend, her long-term lover, Mr. Big, to introduce him. He was just like, nah, get out of here. So then she went and asked a young lady, a friend or one, to make the introduction. And they did. It clicked. She got that. However, she was too busy bragging about it on press, on this nation, on these things about what she had. And his people, the billionaires' people, closed ranked and kicked her out. Now, right? She got another bite at the apple because she was going her best to actually see. She was doing her best to actually see how she could. She was doing her best to actually see how she could get back into good graces. The billionaire was like, no, no, no. But she got her another bite at another big fish. I'm going to answer a question in a second. Let me just get the story out because my mind's all over the place. Like, she got a bite at another big fish, right? What was that big fish? The big fish was this guy who is, should I say it? He dated a very prominent black actress, right? Tamala. Can you guess who it is? Here right now, he is the VP of Equatorial Guinea, right? He is the VP of that. He's the VP of that, right? His dad is the billionaire, and his dad is the president of it, right? Here's the thing. He's known for hosting lavish parties. This guy is as generous as it comes. He is the consummate host. He is known for whenever he has any parties, any get togethers, he goes big or he goes home. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. When he's out there, he always is surrounded by beautiful women, even Kim Porter, right? Rest in peace. He's always been surrounded by beautiful women. The thing is, when he goes on these lavish vacations or even has these lavish parties, right? And when I say lavish, it's not even like he's being showy. It's just the fact that his life is a very lavish life. He'll maybe fly 30 women out, but then he'll fly maybe 30 guys out. Then he'll fly out, right? Then he'll fly out 30 girls. He'll maybe fly out 30 guys. And that's not even counting the assistants, the handlers, the party planners, or everything, right? It's not on some Jeffrey Epstein stuff. It just literally is. When people have this much money, imagine like when you first got money and you took your friends out to Dave and Buster's. That's the way this guy takes his friends out. It's not on some Jeffrey Epstein crazy stuff. It's literally like, I got the money, we got the private jets. Come on, everybody get in and let's go, right? Okay, listen, who guessed it? Equatorial. Oh, thank you. Equatorial. Thank you, Jojo. Equatorial Guinea. Yes, listen. And Teodoro. Okay, listen, I'm not saying it's him, right? This is all blind items. I'm not saying it's him, but I don't know. You guys take your own thing, right? So anyway, we are okay. So anyway, where does Miss where is our heroine come in at? Well, here's the thing. For whatever reason, when he broke up with his girlfriend Tamala, right? In the news, she kept, when she was dragging him about why they broke up, she kept throwing Portia's name into it, right? Portia, for whatever reason, from what I'm hearing, right? Portia, for whatever reason that I'm hearing, she didn't know the guy, and the guy didn't know her at that time. But for some reason, her name kept coming up, and it came up so much that my sources are saying that Teal was like, yo, who is this Portia? Like, who are they putting me next to? And they actually hooked up and connected. Now, when I say hooked up, right? I don't know what happens in those people's beds. I do know that he invited her to a few of the things, right? Now, there were at least one trip to the Bahamas, and there was one trip to one other place that she went with them. Now, you have to know the way he rolls. It's never just one on one, at least not with her, right? There are a lot of girls he keeps around him. Now, I have to tell you that his girls are Miss Universe types, right? So if you see somebody that's cornbread fed, kind of like, the big booty cornbread fed, gorgeous body, but not his type. The type he really, really rocks with are the Miss Universe types. There's actually a long-term girl he's been with that she has like blonde streaks in her hair, but she's exotic. I think she's Brazilian or she's exotic. I think she's like Brazilian or something. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, uh, when it comes to, hold on, guys, hold on, really quick. Hey guys, sorry about that. I'm having internet issues. Anyway, where was I, right? Anyway, where was I? Um, okay, so anyway, she had gone with him at least once to the Bahamas, and she had also gone with him to another trip. There was also another get together, and this is where it gets interesting. There was another get together it wasn't Thanksgiving, but it was like some big dinner, get together. He had flown her out, but there were a bunch of other people there, right? And this is coming from the girls that were actually on the trip. The people, right? Also, Teal did used to date Eve, right? Now, keep in mind that Teal is not married. The reason why Tamla had so much beef with Teal is because even though Teal treated her like a princess and did all this stuff, you need to realize that the thing with Teal is he doesn't want to get married. He didn't want to settle down. And when Tamala realized that he was never going to really settle down and just be hers, she literally did a scorched earth policy. And that's when, again, I'm still trying to figure out, and I've asked numerous sources, how did Portia's name get into that mix? Because everybody in the situation, now haven't talked to Tio, right? I don't know Tio personally. So everybody I've talked to that either knows him or they know the people in the situation or they're part of his entourage, right? They all keep saying that up until that point, Tio and Portia did not even know who each other. Well, maybe Portia knew who he was, but she didn't know who she was. So Tamala saying all this stuff about Tio over and over and over, that's actually what got Portia on the radar. Now, here's the thing, right? When Portia was literally like, oh my God, when she first got her car, she didn't want to tell well, she kind of wanted everyone to know who got her the car, but she didn't want to say his name because she was worried that no, they want to know his name so they can steal him. They want to know his name so they can this. Now, looking back, the reason why Portia was actually saying that is because she knows the way she rolls. Now, let's cut to Tio reached out to Portia, right? They connected. And by connected, I don't know what happened in bed, but I do know that he invited her out. Now, Tio is not on some Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Don't think just because there's 30 girls, 30 guys, assistants, private jets and stuff, it's like Freaknik in the air, because it's not, right? This is what my sources are telling me. It's not that type of party. When you are invited out there, you are invited by his hospitality to have fun, indulge. But if you don't want to have fun like that, you don't have to. You will be respected if you're a woman. And if you're a guy, it's all love. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, this is literally like just somebody that has a lot of means that loves really hosting. He's almost like the way Heather DeBauer is. If you watch Real Housewives of OC, she spends money on her parties, she spends money on her guests, but not to be liked, not to show off, but just because he's like, you're my guest, I want to give you like what I want for myself. Now here's the thing, right? Listen, listen. Here's the thing. I don't think Sonia M. Now, I want to tell you this whole thing with Tio, right? Because it has a thing. You're saying, why is Portia Williams being accused of being a yacht girl or a yacht hoe? Was she being paid to jet set with this guy? Here's the thing. Tio doesn't pay for girls. He doesn't. He doesn't. He is generous to the men and women that he invites out, but he's not like a mark. He's not a trick. Now, he is generous, right? But he's not a mark. He's not a trick from what everybody tells me. He just happens to be generous. But if somebody has a nasty attitude, if somebody is entitled, if somebody is on some like, oh, but I took off work to see you, or what you mean come out and see me? What you gonna do for me? He's not with those shits and giggles. He is not a trick. He is not a mark. He is very generous. He is very loaded, but he has some wits about it. So again, from what I know and what I've been, no, she wasn't being paid to jet set with Tia. But you guys follow me on this because this story is going somewhere, right? This is some old hit gossip. So she wasn't being paid to go jet set with Tio because Tio doesn't pay for women. And to be honest with you, from what I've seen, from what I know, and from the people that go, Tio likes people that are shaped like Miss Universe and that cornbread fed kind of Atlanta shape. If From what I've heard from the women around him, if you see that type of girl around him, it's like maybe for a jump off or something, but not to be the bona fide. His bona fide is some exotic Brazilian girl with like highlights and bronze skin and this and that. Not the darker skin Brazilians, but the lighter skin Brazilians, right? You follow me. Now, listen, where are we going on this? Okay, so, right? What they actually said was, hold on a second. Oh, so where was I? Oh, yes. Now, listen, Tamara lived that flashy lifestyle. I'm sure Portia and a lot of one-on-one that flashy lifestyle too. But like I said, Tio is not one to commit. when he invites you out, you are one of many, right? Now, she went out one time with the Bahamas. The second place, I'm not so sure of where it was. There was some dinner that was kind of like a Thanksgiving dinner or something, right? I don't know. I doubt it was Thanksgiving, but it was like a Thanksgiving like dinner where everybody was seated formally at this huge table, right? For some reason on that trip, and I don't, if my memory serves me correctly, I think it was the Bahamas trip. She was invited to sit right next to him, right? Which it was unclear, and nobody could tell me whether he invited her to sit there or whether she just, was the first person to sit down and was like, Tio, sit right here. Now, the thing is, the women that were there was saying that Portia was so rude and so nasty and just so like, ugh, right? And the thing is, one of the reasons why she might have, and I'm just being real, why she might have been so rude and nasty is because she was really thrown back that when he invited her out there, I think she thought she was getting closer to that big fish again. And she was really taken aback from what everybody's saying, that she was just one of many, that she wasn't just so special, and that she wasn't getting the attention that she felt like she wanted. Okay, fine, right? Fine, 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 fine. And don't forget with Tio, he invites people out on trips to Carnival, this and that. Come on, let's get again. He's not a trick. He just has a lot of money. But also, when you look at like Portia's real thing, it could be said when you have a nasty attitude, when you're entitled, or when you think that you're owed something, it just really turns him off. If there's one thing, this is what everybody's telling me, if there's one thing about him that he hates being used. But then again, when I was sitting there, I was like, okay, so you're human, because I don't know any human in the world that's just like, yeah, 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 keep using me, right? Now, and let's get into that, right? Now, here's the thing. That's the thing, right? Remember when Portia was in New York and she was walking around taking pictures and she got papped with Dennis looking at rings to buy, right? There was literally some get together. That Brazilian girl, right? That Teal messes with. I think actually even Monetta Shaw got invited out on one of the trips. Again, I want to specify that these were not Jeffrey Epstein like trips. It literally was just somebody that like instead of having the party down the street where everybody could go, he could afford to fly everybody out to some fantastic locations. So don't see when I'm saying people's names and it's just like, ooh, like on some Jeffrey Epstein stuff. It's not like that, right? Kim Porter was there. There were a lot of people going on, right? Now, the thing is, it was somehow told to people that were there. I don't know if they posted on Instagram or how it got back, but Dennis McKinley, while he was supposed to be shopping for engagement rings for Portia over that weekend, got word that one of the exotic girls he messed with, and he had been messing with her for a minute, right? Was actually there at Tio's little getaway. Dennis, while he was with Portia, started blowing, and again, I don't know if Portia knew he was blowing the phone up, but she started blowing Portia's phone, blowing that other girl's phone up, being like, oh, um, yeah, ho, you're out there being smutted, you're this, you're that, da 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 da. As a matter of fact, I think for one of the parties, let me find it, right? Let's see, let me find this thing for one of these. Oh, look at this one, right? This is when they flew out Yeezy, Kim Porter. You see Luda there. You see Monetta there. Monetta knows everybody. Don't forget also, if you guys still think this is some type of like pimp, it's not. He actually invests that money in tourism, flying them to his country too, so they can spread the word of his country, right? So it's all this like tourism. It's this, it's that, it's all these things, right? So there's that to go. Now, I will say, right? So while he's supposed to be in there for that weekend buying a ring for Portia, he's literally running to the bathroom, I'm guessing, sitting there like, ooh, right? Listen, right? Being like, you a hoe, what you doing being smutted out? Just really getting out of pocket and being super, super rude to this girl. This is the exotic girl. Listen, Libra vibrations, I heard what you're saying, right? Portia's baby hairs that worked for her that time. Remember in her book when she said, yeah, when I have my baby hairs down, they don't think I look like a regular black girl. And I was like, what's that supposed to mean? On behalf of regular black girls, what's that supposed to mean, right? So anyway, right? He was sitting there calling her hoe, doing all this stuff, blowing her phone up. Now, isn't it funny? It sounds familiar because remember when she threw that party for Simon for his birthday and all this stuff, and all they were doing were blowing, fouling up, talking about, I want a paternity test. He spelled paternity wrong. I know I shouldn't be the one to laugh because I misspell and misspeak everything, but I will. I want a paternity test. I want this and that. While she's throwing him a party, Dennis was blowing this girl's phone up, right? Meanwhile, Portia was sitting there mad because she wasn't invited to this get together. Again, I guess maybe Tio thought she was too entitled. Maybe Tio thought he just wasn't feeling her. Maybe the other people are like, yo, she got a nasty attitude because it was all love and games. And she just came with a nasty attitude. Maybe because she didn't like the competition, whatever it was, she didn't get invited to but 2 trips. And then that was it, right? So she lost that pot at the Golden Goose. So imagine that weekend with Dennis sitting there blowing that girl's phone up, calling her everything in the book. And imagine also Portia sitting there hating. So they're both on social media and both hating, but they just don't know why each other are hating. They're both hating, but just for different reasons. Now, again, this girl, I think she was like one of at one point Dennis's main chicks, right? I think she might have been from like Santo Domingo or something exotic like that. And she had traveled a lot. And again, Tio invited out there because she's beautiful. She knows a lot of people. And again, this is when he was saying, oh, tourism, I'm spreading the word of my country. Now, what happened with you and everybody? Y'all, I'm not in anybody's bed. But this is what my sources were telling me. This is what my sources were telling me. So y'all, that is the bedtime story. Though I should do a Monique Binder Time. That is that. Did she trademark Binder Time? Because if she did, let me not say that. But that is the story about how Portia got her Rolls Royce, how she got this, and why people were saying that Tio, right, the VP of Guinea, right, Equatorial Guinea, was literally the guy that actually got her the car. They are 2 separate people. So there's Mr. Big, that's the love of her life, who's been married, who actually is an African Connect and makes introductions between pretty girls, famous girls, reality stars, and like the richer African men, right? They don't just have to be Nigerian. That's Mr. Big. Then there's the guy that bought her the thing. He is Nigerian. He bought her the car and the shopping spree in one go. And then third, last of all, we have Tio, which oddly enough, again, I'll let y'all know Tattle Tells, but I'm still trying to figure out why Tamala was pointing the finger so hard at Portia, especially in interviews, because up until that point, Tio didn't even know Portia existed. So if that part is still odd to me. And that part, right? Oh, it's the only Spanish speaking country, right? Listen, say what you want. Kim Zolciak's men you never hear about. I don't think you hear about Kim Zolciak's men because didn't Mr. Big lose all his money? Well, from what I remember, the reason that Kim started dating Troy wasn't because she fell in love with his bottom or he was moving around. The reason she started dating Croy is because Mr. Big, I think he lost a lot of his money in like the crash of 2008 and he never really recovered. And he couldn't afford Kim's household and his household. So he had to cut her off. Or not cut her off, but when the money slowed down, she was like, and I'm out. And she moved on to the next thing, which seemed like Croy. You know what? Yes, Kim's man went. Yes, exactly. Kim's man went broke. That's why she left. That's why you don't hear about Kim's man because Kim's man don't got anything anymore. And then she jumped into Croy, you know? Then she jumped into Croy. Now, the thing with Croy is Croy has an interesting relationship. Doesn't really care about Kim and Croy. Croy has an interesting relationship with his parents. And Croy, let me just tell y'all something. This is my opinion. Take it how you want. When you see a woman and she's with a man and that man claims to love her, And I'm only speaking, I don't know what like abusive women do to men because I don't think I'm abusive. I don't think the toxic one. But when that man claims to love her and she starts slicing her face up to the point of she's looking like a deformed Muppet, you can pretty much be guaranteed there is emotional abuse going on. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You can fight me. Remember when Tamar started looking like a Muppet? And I'm not joking. And here's the thing, I always thought Tamar was a gorgeous girl, but she started looking more and more and more and more like a Muppet when she was with Vince. And I called it saying, yo, I think Vince is mentally abusing her because there's not anybody on this earth that if they love you is watching you turn yourself into a Muppet and being like, can you stop? Unless they're just like, yeah, that's an improvement. Tamar turned into a Muppet over Vince, and then we found out later that he was mentally abusing her and quiet as a kept, right? I don't want to make light of it and I don't want to get tried, but quiet as a kept, he was like doing this and that, right? So Tamar was literally like being mentally abused. Now you look at Kim Behrman, right? Kim was a cute girl, right? Was she a beauty queen? No, but she was definitely a cute girl. Look at the way she looks right now. Look at her lips, look at her body, look at her face. She is one surgery away from looking like, forget about Muppets. Y'all remember Dark Crystal? What is it? The Dark Crystal with those Muppets that were like in the, I don't know. Oh, no. She is one surgery away from looking like the Secret of Nim. Do y'all remember the Secret of Nim? She's one surgery away from looking like that. I don't care. And listen, and all her daughters are heavy on the surgery. Even the youngest, Brielle, got her whole jaw shaved down in that Korean surgery that like turns you into like a cartoon looking face. You cannot tell me that Corey is not abusive. Now, remember when he cut off Sweetie? Y'all remember when he literally didn't want her having any black friends? You know that Corey, because he doesn't have a close relationship with his parents, literally had him Kim cut off relationships with her parents. Now, here's the thing. Kim's parents were always a little crazy. They were, right? And I guess maybe they were very hurtful because Kim got pregnant when she was like 15 or whatever. Sorry, guys. Kim's parents were always very, very hurtful to her, but I don't know if they were toxic to the point that she needed to completely cut the parents out of all the kids' life. I think the last two kids or the last three kids, her parents hadn't even seen, all because of Croy. Croy literally isolates her. So the only people she's actually friends with are her daughters, right? Even I think Chef Tracy he got rid of are her daughters. And I think Croy's friends, but does Croy have any friends? Yo, listen. Exactly. She kicked her mom at the wedding. But when you see stuff like that happening, my sources were telling me the reason why that happened is it's because of Croy. Croy started with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Then he went to Sweetie, then he went to this, then he went to that. So we all know what was going on with that. Again, if you have any of your friends and they are turning into a Muppet, please throw up the bat signal so we can go and save them. Because honestly, listen, I don't even know what it looks like that somebody is in your mind so much that they have you cutting up your face to look more attracted to. Now, if you want to cut up your face for your own thing, that's you. But to cut up your face for somebody's ideal of beauty that they're telling you you're not enough, y'all, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. Mm. Listen, they are broke, but the reason they're broke is for two things. One, Corey was a football player, but we all know that out of all sports stars, football players are the brokest, right? They have the most to lose. They're the brokest. They're the cheapest tippers, first of all. So his contract wasn't even that big, like if it was a soccer contract or something like that. Second of all, you guys might not remember, or maybe you don't know, Kim has a gambling problem. Kim has a gambling problem. That gambling problem didn't go away. When she was with Big Papa, she could hide it because he would pay for all those things. So, whenever like he didn't come over, whenever he didn't come over for Christmas, whenever he didn't come over for Thanksgiving, whenever he didn't come over for Easter, he would just throw her money. When she got with Croy, she still had that tardy for the party stuff. And Croy, I think she said that they were investing, but if you look at Kim, she always was shopping at Marshall's or like she lived an extravagant lifestyle, but she got the most for her money. Like, remember that wedding gown? No, Big Papa bought her that wedding gown. But remember how she said that wedding gown is normally like 150,000 and she got it for 38,000 or something like that? Kim is good with money, but one of the reasons she's good with money is because she uses the extra to go gambling. They're really, really broke right now. Now, I knew something was wrong with what's her name? I knew something was wrong with Kim. Honestly, no lie, when she literally put up a crowdsourcing for her and Croy. The crowdsourcing was like, hey, support me and Croy. It was just a straight money grab. And I said, you sure? What's going on with y'all? But then she started her little holistic detective agency saying that she could heal people. And she was having like that saying she was psychic and this and that. And I remember I told y'all this, but I'll repeat it again. I literally was just in her comments reading when I was like, what is this charlatan mess? And she was telling people that she was psychic. And she was also telling people in their comments like, my son's been missing for this long, or this and that, can you please help me find him? And she literally was like, yes, DM me, we can definitely help you find them. Y'all, I don't know. Listen, Kim had a stroke back in 2015. Listen, Kim had a stroke in 2015, but she also had a stroke in 2015 because of the medical procedures. The cosmetic procedures that she had. She just didn't have a stroke. There was something with the cosmetic procedures. I know she was on Dancing with the Stars and she was taking some type of stuff. I don't know if it was a prescription or not, but the stroke just didn't happen out the blue. Again, you can look at Kim and how hard she is on her body and face and know that that girl is going through something. Now, that's sad. Just because somebody's going through something doesn't mean make them a likable person or a victim, because Kim is perfectly horrible, and as soon as she has time to do anything that even comes off as pseudo elitist, classist, maybe whatever, she does it. And I have noticed it since she's gotten with Croy, it's gotten real bad. But honestly, Croy is like a country, more violent Michael Darby. The way, if you know what I'm talking about, on Potomac, Michael seems to look down on all the cast members because they all got one thing in common. That's all I'm saying, right? Listen, no. The stroke did not give her that thing, Star Jones. I know what you're saying. And you're right. That can be very serious when people suffer from a stroke, but the stroke did not give her that. She doesn't have the stroke thing. Her lips look like balloons. Her nose looks like Michael Jackson's nose. No, Kim is literally going through something right now. And I hope she makes it out on the other side, right? Listen, Kim's been advertising herself as Madame Cleo, starting a psychic network. She literally told some person that was wondering where their missing son is. Their son is a missing child, been that way for a while, that she could help them. Yeah, that she could help them. That's when I said, listen, y'all know I do tarot, but I just read energy. I don't try to be like, I'm going to predict the future. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Reading tarot, you can read your own tarot. It literally is reading energy. And through the universe, you see the story and you pick it up. I do believe in tarot. I do believe in horoscope. Am I psychic? No. Do I believe that some people are psychic? Yes. Do I believe that Kim Bierman is psychic? Hell no. And do I think that she should be promising to help find someone's missing child that's been missing for a while? I think that's one of the sickest, most low down things you can do. And the thing is, I have read books and seen documentaries about that. Apparently, there is a cottage industry of people that prey on people with missing kids, missing loved ones, something where there's no body, because they literally get them to dump their life savings in. And they're just like, hold on. Ooh, I'm communing with the dead. Ooh. And that's all they do. And they literally suck these people thing. And when I saw Kim do that, I was like, wow, how the mighty have fallen. But when you think about it, Tardy for the Party was basically how they were supporting themselves. Now, I'm not saying they're broke. I'm just saying they're probably a year away from mortgage payments to being outside. That's what I'm saying, right? Listen. Okay, thank you. So Queen Dara said there's a difference between mediumship and tarot. I'm psychic, but I cannot call on spirits like this unless I get permission from God. Queen Dara, that is above me. I can't even do that much. I literally, like, I just look at energy. I look at energy. I look at boxes. I don't mediumship and tarot. You're right. Tarot is like on a level of 1 to 10. Is it two? It's a one, maybe. You know, mediumship. That's stuff where I'm just like, yeah, I have no comment. Right now, let's see. It is so sad, right? Exactly, Star Jones. And that's my point. I don't think the Kims either. Again, it's literally like you're just preying on people. Let's see. Wait, Kim can go to federal prison for that. Maryland just locked someone up for stealing 75K. Ooh, really? I didn't know that. Well, she better watch out, right? Speaking of sad desperation, who else saw Vicky begging on IJ to get back on Real Housewives of OC? Let me tell you something. Vicky Galveston trying to get back on OC is laughable. Is laughable. You know why it's not going to happen? Because here's the thing, right? Bravo only understands money. Vicky was the OG and was costing them so much, and so was Tamara. In every test group, they were testing low, low, low. They became more and more and more unlikable every single season. Bravo has been trying to cut down, right? Has been trying, because here's the thing, in each season, the ratings for the Bravo shows have started slipping more and more and more. Now, I know what we can say, oh, it's the producers, it's so this, so that. Listen, NBC Universal is like, we don't give a damn. All we know is that this show, if that thing is not thanging anymore, we're only bringing in this much ad dollars. This is how much our costs are, right? Listen. Oh, wait, who said this? Hold on. Princess Di said, Tisa, we need to get you an energy drink or coffee. We can't have you go to sleep on us. We need the tea. Listen, I'm not going to sleep, you guys. This is like me being calm, okay? So anyway, let me get some more water. Hold on. Did you guys get that? All right. So anyway, listen. Um, so anyway, where was I, right? So listen, Whitney, Princess died. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. Thank you. Don't worry. I am up, you guys. Listen, it's a 6 hour difference. I'm over in the EU, but I am up and I'm ready for this. I'm going to start taking you guys' questions and then we're going to get to something really juicy. But anyway, Vicky and Tamra, they literally thought that, listen, the production, I'm just telling y'all what happens with NBC Universal and what they're actually saying, right? NBC Universal is saying, listen, we don't care why the ratings are slipping. We just know, let's just say we're only bringing in $10 ad revenue, right? And the cost of production and everything is $7. This $3 is not worth our time because honestly, we can put on Below Deck Chesapeake Bay, Below Deck Michigan Island, Below Deck Honolulu, right? And make five revenue dollars. Even though we're bringing in less, the cost of staff is only like $3. So even if we're bringing in $7 instead of 10, right? And the cost of staff is only $3, that means we made $4 instead of the 3 with the big show. So they were like, get the OGs out and let's see if we can revamp the show. Now here's the thing. Tamara was kind of smart. Tamara started begging early. She was like, okay, fine, you don't want me here. Okay, fine. Can I go on Girls Trip? Can I do this? Can I do that? And she is on season 2 of Girls Trip. Vicky was a little bit more like, man, they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back. She had a bit of a needy attitude, not a bit, but like, oh no, they're gonna be back. They're gonna be back. I don't gotta do anything. Tamara, you playing yourself by begging. They are going to be back, right? The only thing is, if you guys have been watching the Real Housewives of OC, are you guys watching it, right? You guys, I'm not tired. I'm just speaking regular. I'm fine, you guys, okay? Listen, they're saying, right? They're saying that um um they're saying that we there's some listen, you guys, also I'm speaking lower because there's someone sleeping and I don't want to wake them up. So, okay? I don't want to wake them up. So anyway, or at least I want to let them sleep instead of saying like bing bang bop, me screaming in the house, right? You never watched the Real Housewives of OC? Listen. Hey Tasha, right? Listen. Yes, you guys, I'm okay. This is me trying to whisper and try to keep things down. Okay, so listen, right? Um, Vicky thought that she could wait. When they revamped it between Heather Dubrow, if you guys haven't watched OC, or if you haven't for a while, this is the season to get back in. It's literally, from what it looks like, back to the old OC. they are not interested in Vicky or Tamara anymore because now they think that they're going to get their same ratings and their profit margins are going to increase. And guess what? The ratings are being pumped up more. So now Vicky's on IG because she realized her misstep. She thought it was going to bomb without her, and they really, just like Kelly Dodd thought so too. Even though Kelly Dodd should have been fired from the first season because she ain't been nothing but problematic and racist from the door. But Kelly Dodd also, they're trying to see how they miscalculated. And don't forget with the OC, the OC offered Vicky a pay cut. Vicky didn't want to take it. And I can understand that. Like, I wouldn't work for half the money too. But if Vicky had seen the writing on the wall, she would have saw that there really, really was that there was a problem. So now she's begging because she already sees from the gate of season of episode 1 and episode 2 that this season looks like it's going to be good. So now she literally wants to sit there and beg for a job back and try to get fan support, right? Hey, thank you for the super chat, Sharon. I appreciate it. Woohoo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Sunkiss Never Burnt. So anyway, that's what's going on with the OC, and that's why Vicky is begging for her job. What's next? What's next? What's next? Listen, Vicky's storylines did turn stale, but it was also weird where Vicky, Sharon, thank you so much for the super chat. It was also weird that the way Vicky kept getting with these con artists. And the thing is, I think if she had stayed one more season, she would have been revealed as the con artist. Listen, Ultimate Girls Trip surprised me too, but I'm surprised they don't have a reunion. But if they have a reunion, do you think Andy's going to do it? Do you guys want Andy to do the reunion? I hear there's no reunion for Real Housewives Girl Trips. Listen. Oh, Kenny, do you guys want Real Housewives investigations for OC? Because I can do that. I actually know a little bit. I actually, listen, Vicky deserved to be fired after Brooke, but then her last boyfriend did another scam too. Vicky is always with a con artist, and it literally begs to differ. Vicky, are you the con artist? Because each time you're with this guy, it starts off these donations, it doesn't go where it's supposed to, and then you're sitting there playing sad. I think Vicky's with it from the beginning, right? Yes, Vicky's daughter and son told it all. But let me tell you something though. Vicky's daughter is in an abusive relationship, a real abusive relationship. And it really makes me wonder what happened with Vicky's first marriage. Because that, who was it? Her first husband seemed perfectly nice and she divorced him because he wasn't filling up the love train. But maybe it was something deeper. Because definitely her Vicky's daughter's boyfriend she's in an abusive relationship. I hope he got help for his PTSD. That's what they kept blaming it on, but I think he was just naturally abusive, right? Yeah. Vicky is, listen. Oh, thank you, Miss Chapman. Thank you guys. Listen. Mm, sorry. Yeah. She doesn't love herself and her daughter too. It could be well, you know what I want to tell you guys about Vicky. From the people I know, have you guys been watching that new girl, Noelle? Now, Noelle is a firecracker, but I want to let you guys know from Vicky, right? I want to let you guys know from Vicky that I think Vicky's a narcissist. I'm not even joking. I know I say Simon's a narcissist, this and that, but Vicky is a narcissist to her heart. I've been watching her narc out since the beginning of the OC, and I'm surprised that nobody ever actually caught on to that. Everybody thinks Vicky is a horrible person. Tamra is a horrible person. She is. You listen to Tamara's daughter and the things she did to her kids, she sounds horrible. Vicky to me sounds like a straight up narcissist, right? Listen. Oh, you're welcome. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you, Princess Di. Thank you, Alexandra. Oh, thank you. B said, Andy is more unlikable with more exposure. We get to him so the best he hands the reunion. So I don't think he's ever going to hand the reunion. Andy likes being on the pulse of pop culture. And you know what I wonder also? We give Andy a hard time with the reunions, but don't you guys ever wonder, and I'm trying to actually find out from my sources, how much control does Andy really have in the reunion? Meaning, the producers have storylines they want to get going, intentions. How much control does Andy really have? I'm just really beginning to wonder, right? Yeah. Listen, ooh, well, here's the thing, Queen Dara, you're right. She's a covert victim narcissist, but you need to realize that with women, narcissism, because of the way we're socialized, shows up different in women than it does with men, and especially women with children. Women with children and narcissism like to triangulate. They're very toxic and they always create a black sheep in their family out of their children and push them out. And often people that are children of narcissists get involved in abusive relationships. So there's that. Listen, exactly. They tried to blame it on PTSD, but that's not what happened. And the son-in-law was abusive prior to serving in the military. Vicky is the worst. Listen, Vicky has a lot. That's the thing, Queen Dara. I don't know if Andy still has that control. And don't get me wrong, NBC Universal really looks to Andy for his opinion because they feel like he has his finger on the pulse of pop culture. And for a long time, he did. And Andy's like, what? For a long time, he did. And Andy's like really, really good at was really, really good at what he did. But this is my thing with anyone. No one keeps their finger on the pulse of culture. Like that's a job that when you have it, you're really good at it, right? But eventually, you know, even children get older and you kind of start to lose touch, right? Tamara gives you Medusa vibes. Listen, Tamara is a horrible person, but I think she's just more toxic. Again, narcissism is the inability to feel empathy, right? Um, Tamara's just a horrible person, right? Yeah, the way Vicky treated Lori was despicable. Lori turned around and got messy with her on season 8, but honestly, I don't what yeah, I don't understand either. But that's the thing about a narc. They pick and pick and pick until they explode. And Vicky was really, really good. And don't forget with the producers, they used to storm around. They used to let Vicky and Tamara go bat shit crazy on people. Like Tamara was like, you're right. She was like the taming of the shrew. She was like Medusa, and Vicky just horrible, just horrible, just horrible, right? And then we go right. What do we have here, right? It looks like Mirror Sundown Town. Andy does not have that much control of Real Housewives. About he used to, but don't forget he gave up his. I think he's executive producers. Executive producers don't have that much control. Now again, they might all be friendly and this and that, but I think that whatever control he has over it is because they want him to have it. If they ever decide to go left and he wants to go right, they're going left. Because that's my definition of control when you're really running stuff where people are not listening to you because they want to. They're listening to you because they have to, right? Oh no. Unfortunately, I realized my mom was a black sheep very young. Now psychobilly though. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He was and did. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. Anyway, what else is there? So you guys. Mm, sorry, guys. You guys. What do y'all want to talk about? Right? What do you have to talk about? Oh, LA said, listen, LA, don't feel bad. The last time I watched Real Housewives of OC was 2 years ago. I watched it 2 seasons ago. But then after that, I just kept up on the people in the OC because everybody in that OC Newport area knows about it. What about Kelly Dodd? What about Kelly Dodd? Kelly Dodd has been stalking Heather Dubrow, stalking her. Did y'all see when she even rolled up in that restaurant that Kelly and her husband was eating, and while they were sitting there having a conversation, Kelly was sitting there with her cell phone over her head talking about, you see these guys right here, look at them over here. Literally, she had her phone like, look at these guys over here, look. And she was literally talking shit about them while they were sitting there. And here's the funny thing, right? Everybody was like, oh my God, that was just a coincidence. No, it's not. Kelly knows a lot of the hostesses in the area and she made friends with them. She has people tip them off whenever any of the Real Housewives cast members are there, and she shows up to harass them. Because don't forget how much Bravo rewarded her bad behavior. She literally thinks that if she can create a big enough commotion off screen that makes it to trend on Twitter or makes it on Instagram or somehow makes it into a show, then she secured her place for coming back. Now, do I believe Kelly is a narc? Absolutely. And even the way Kelly even has her boyfriend do, I'll say one thing though, whoever Kelly dates, she keeps her men in check. They are always her flying monkeys, always doing her bidding, right? Listen, she sells stories Kelly makes up stories. Kelly will do whatever she can to stay relevant. I'm not even joking. Kelly is a mess. It's actually, I don't know if she's a narcissist, but there's a depravity that she has that I wouldn't trust Kelly to mentor anybody I know. Kelly is out of her mind. Now, Noella, that beauty, right? She is such a beauty. She is yeah, okay, thank you. Oh, did he really? Oh, that's nice. I love DJ Richie Sky. I've been watching him for so long. Do you guys watch his travel blogs? He actually had so he has this gossip channel, which I love, but he also started the second channel that I'm really, really into where he does travel blogs, but he also talks about what it means to be a YouTuber and or even creative and like burnout and how to handle this and how to handle that. It's actually, oh my God, you guys, I almost forgot before I go, right? Hold on, we gotta see. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Right, listen. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Okay, so anyway, did y'all see this usual thing? I just want to put this out there. So y'all know that Simon is flying private again, right? Y'all know that Simon is flying private again, at least one time with his kids. Now, you guys, this is just something as an aside. I just wanted to talk to you guys about first, right? Did y'all see that quote that he did where he said that when he first got the copy of Portia's book 3 weeks ago, he didn't want to read it, but then he came back and picked it up. Did y'all see that post? I'm gonna do a video about that, right? Listen. Oh my God, Tiffany, I would love to do a hair tutorial one day. You guys should actually watch DJ Richie's guy. He is really, really good. He's a great, I watch him. Even though, to be fair, now that I've gotten deeper into YouTube, I try not to watch too many people because one, I don't have the time, but two, like sometimes you agree with people so much. Like when I watch Erica De Niro or Rotten and Divorce or DJ Richie Sky or Binge Worthy, like I'll like literally I'll watch them so much that like their ideas start becoming my ideas because we're saying the same thing. Not saying the same thing, but we kind of view things kind of certain things kind of the same. You know what I'm saying? Listen, let's see. I would love to do a hair tutorial one day. I literally let me tell y'all something. The worst thing about traveling overseas is when you forget your shampoo and conditioner. I don't care what anybody says. Shampoo and conditioner make. I used to be a big proponent of, oh no, it's the leave-in conditioner and it's the this and this and that. Now, after so many years, I finally figured out, especially for hair health, your shampoo and your conditioner make the biggest difference. It don't matter how much oil you put in your hair. It don't matter how much grease. It doesn't matter how much you spritz your hair with water. Your shampoo and your conditioner are the most important things. And then after that, everything falls into place. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Joshua, what's going on? Listen, he's talking about pretending to read it now. You know what the funny thing is? He said he didn't read it because he was afraid he was going to judge her for the woman he was. I don't care what y'all say. That wedding on February 2022, first of all, if you pay attention to it, Portia said that her grandmother and her grandfather, I'm sorry, her grandmother, her aunt, and her whatever, grandmother, aunt, and mother sat her down and they set the date. Once they set the date, you also saw Simon walking that back saying he's a very one woman man. And then he had the nerve to say that once he read that book, even though he didn't want to read it, once he read that book, he decided he's now ready to put a baby in her. Yo, I don't care what anybody says. If you had a 6-year-old man with 5 kids, a tequila fascination, a cigar fascination, a hard belly, bad credit, it's looking like, right? And no residence in the city that your daughter lives in. He has no residence right now in the city his Portia's daughter lives in, which is Atlanta. And you got to convince him to put a baby in you. Yo, that's hustling backwards. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I literally, but you know what though? I really say, listen, I Simon thinks he's trolling, but that's the thing. Like It's like when Mia tries to troll. You don't get points for like, okay, girl, sure. Simon doesn't think he's trolling because he literally put that up as a post of love to Portia. Here's the thing though. If Simon was just by himself, it wouldn't make any difference. But the fact that this is actually Portia's livelihood, the fact that this is really all Portia has right now she might be back to season 14, but I'll tell you a little bit about that too. Portia thinks she might be back and Andy wants her back. But here's the thing. If this cast works out for season 14 and it's unconfirmed whether Monetta has a peach, but you've seen her with Kenya, you've seen her with Candy, what else could it be? It looks like they are taping. Monetta seems to fit in really, really well and Candy really, really likes her, right? Same thing with the Real House of OC. If there's no room for Portia, they're not going to bring her back just because of the fan favorite. Because there's a thing with Portia that really messed things up, and it's sad, right? Part of the thing that messed things up was really just being with Simon and to show how unlikable it makes her. And the way she's on this PR tour, right? To prove that just because Fallon might have been whatever, it doesn't matter. She was messing around and sliding into people's DMs. It's like she doesn't get what everybody's mad about her about. But I will say this, right? Portia would always had it in her bag for Real Housewives of Atlanta. And this is from NBC Universal, this is producers, that she has 6.4 million followers on YouTube, right? Now, quiet as this kept, those followers are, some of them are bought, right? But she has 6.4 million followers on Instagram, right? And the producers thought, like, okay, so she's like the cast favorite. She has all these followers. We need to keep her in good graces. Portia went over to her own show, and I believe the ratings were 869. Excuse me, the first week, which was a decent outing, right? Below, it was like between fair and average, right? But considering that all the Housewives franchises have fallen, it starts getting into, okay, maybe it's better than they thought. The problem was the second week, it fell down to 777,000, right? That's the problem. And now with this third week, they're going to have to see how much views fall down again. Portia has officially shown the Real Housewives of Atlanta that her base and her following do not translate directly into views. Now, don't get me wrong, she got almost 1 million. That's great, but it doesn't fall. And this is for the opening when you have all that drama, all that conspiracy, all that with Simon. It doesn't travel. Hold on. Mm. It doesn't translate directly to views. Now, here's the thing. Again, like I keep saying, if Real Housewives of Atlanta comes back and their views are through the roof, they're going to look at Portia and they're going to look at Portia's salary and they're honestly going to be, why will we ever pay you to come back? Or they'll do what they did after she got axed back after getting into those fights. They cut her salary and they came back. Either way, Portia kind of painted herself in a corner. And I don't understand, through Simon and securing the bag, when this year started, she had Dish Nation. She had Real Housewives of Atlanta. She had her spinoff. She had her book. She had all these things. And not only that, she was in the public's good graces. And then all because she thought she was snatching a bag, boom, she's left with the spinoff that's making her a laughing stock. Simon looked like just a dirt ball. He just like looks like a dirt ball. Like the things he says, it's like ill skeezy, right? And then Dennis is coming off at the start of the show. And let me tell y'all something about Dennis. I know he's the fan favorite right now, but one thing I know about Dennis McKinley, he is a handful. He is not a nice person. Well, that's not true. I can't say that, but he's a handful. Dennis is a handful. And again, he likes boss girls, but the girls that are not bosses, that he feels like are below him, the girls that classify as, oh, you're some work, he treats them like work. He treats them, right? What did you say? Thank you, Star Jones, for the super chat. You said Portia should have kept doing her like this Nation and Real Housewives and not mess with Simon. She could have really been. Well, that's the thing, honestly, that I think disappoints everyone. Everybody swears like I go in on Portia. I don't like Portia. Listen, I don't like Portia's ways. I don't like the way she's treated people. I remember when she got in a fight with Cynthia, right? I remember when she got in a fight with Shamia, when she dragged Kenya, and when that friend of hers, I forget her name, when she chased her down the alley for no reason, then went back into a party and laughed. And from what I understand, this girl has been like a friend that basically was responsible for even getting her on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Again, this is the thing. When you talk to people close to Portia, she says they tell you like this is who she is. I just think this like actually shows you more than anything. Thank you, Jamie. When she chased Jamie down that alleyway and never apologized, never said anything. Jamie was stalling her. Jamie was her booker. She was her HR person. She was her event planner. Jamie, from what I understand, really had love for that girl. And Portia was acting like she loved her. But just like Marlo said, the way Marlo said she was over Portia's house every day. Well, not every day, but for the event. She was loaning her glam. She was letting her wear her clothes. She was doing all this stuff. And basically, right, she was only using Marlo because as soon as Marlo was no used to her, she cut Marlo out and ain't never have her back again. Shit's crazy, right? It is crazy. Listen, Portia loves to throw. Let me tell y'all something. The weirdest thing to me when she's throwing rocks and hiding her hands is the way she has literally her. I want to take a poll. Do you guys just think her fans are dumb? And I'm being serious. Like just dumb dumbs. Like the fact that someone that is someone's mortal enemy is bringing up your child as deflection, and everybody's just like, she ain't say it. She said it in a nice way. She was trying to uplift. And I was like, is lit really that simple in life? Is that all you got to do is spit in someone's face and then smile and say, you look fantastic today. I love the way the rain is. I love the way the rain's coming down. And they'll thank you for spitting in their face. I literally have to wonder about her fans. But you know what I've also figured out? It's not her fans. She got paid trolls. They literally pay people to go out and attack. The first time that ever happened to me was with Monique. Oh, wait, you guys, hold on. I'll drop the call-in link if any of you guys want to call in. Let's see. Of course, listen, anybody with half a brain, right? Anybody with half a brain, gossip, will say you were trying deflection. Your arch nemesis bringing up the fact, low key, trying to make it seem like, oh, you cheated and the baby's here. You would have to be a dum dum to be like, oh, she was trying to uplift me. Uplift you where? Into the garbage dumpster so she could throw you in? I just don't understand this. Listen, I figured out Portia's fans a long time ago. And here's the thing, it's not all of them, but there's a certain rabbit thing where they make poor life decisions. And poor life decisions usually come back and haunt them because Portia is, right? Her poor life decisions come back to haunt them because Portia usually is a master communicator. I've said this a million times. Portia is one of those people that while you're talking to her, it all makes sense. But then when she leaves the room, you're like, a second, right? That's Portia. Okay. Portia knows how to get herself out of shit. A lot of her fans get themselves in the same stuff, but they're not the master communicator, right? So when hey ADT, 1 second, babe. So when that happens, when Portia gets away with it, they feel vindicated and they feel like they want to see more and more and more. Let's bring ADT and Millennial Mall up here. ADT, what's going on? How are you? And Millennial Mall, how are you guys doing?
Great. It's great to be here.
Oh,
Great.
yay.
1 second.
Hi, Millennial Mom. How are you? So, ADT, what's going on? Tell us about what you think about this new episode of LC, or what do you want to talk about? Let's hear it.
Well, I'm glad we're having a chance to talk about the new season of OC because so far I'm actually pretty impressed. Yeah, I'm definitely impressed by Noella. As much as Heather's giving me a little bit of a sour taste for her antics on the show thus far, you can't deny that that her return and the way they've done this recast has definitely given the show some new energy in a good way, and put the show in a different direction that they needed to go in. And to keep this conversation going, I'm holding out hope that that if they can make this work for OC, they can also make this work for Atlanta.
You know what, ADT, I feel you on that because honestly, when I heard about the OC revamp, I was like, put a fork in it. It is done. It's never going to happen. But you are right. OC, I think, is better than it's been in a long time. This might actually be one of the
Oh
best seasons
yeah.
they actually have. And if they're doing this for the OC, yeah, I'm waiting to see what they're going to do for Atlanta. You know what the weird thing is, though? I think Jersey finished taping and they haven't announced when Jersey's going to come out. Do you know why that is?
Last I heard, I believe Jennifer Aiden has been telling fans that to expect a February premiere for Jersey.
That would
And
make
another
sense.
reason I've been hearing for the delay is apparently they're waiting to see when Teresa and Louis announce their wedding, and
Oh,
I guess to see whether they do the wedding before the new season airs and they try to shoehorn that in, or if they announce a later date and somehow fit the wedding announcement into the upcoming season.
yo, I do know that Joe Giudice is trying to get a work visa to come and visit the kids. I wonder if they plan to have Joe Giudice actually. Speaking did you guys see Joe Gorga at that comedy club when Melissa pulled him off the stage?
Oh God. Oh God.
I'm
Yikes, that was so bad.
Listen, I don't want to judge anyone, and I'm not one to talk. However, I honestly think that Joe might be, I don't know, he seemed like he was on something. He seemed like he was on something, and thank God Melissa threw the cloak of invisibility on him and pulled him off the stage because it seemed like it was going to get worse and worse and worse. Again, I don't want to start any gossip. Maybe he was just really, really drunk, but he just did seemed out of it, just out of it.
It
Oh, that was
probably
so
would have
crazy.
been better if it probably would have been better if Melissa had gone on that stage and done one of her TikTok dances.
Listen, an offbeat TikTok dance, you can't be a housewife without doing one, you know? Listen, millennial mom, what would you like to say? What's going on with you? What's interesting with you?
Hey, Tisa, how are you? I'm
Hi,
so glad to
honey.
see you. It was great to hear you the other day with Fallon. I loved it, loved it, loved it. But listen, I thought it was really odd. I was on Amazon trying to just looking around to see what the book reviews were showing up for Portia. It does appear that Amazon put a notice on her account. It
I
said
saw
Amazon.
that.
Did you see that too? It said
So somebody actually
Amazon.
sent this to me. Let me say a
I saw
thank
that
you to
on. I
them.
saw it on Twitter. And so it said Amazon has noticed unusual reviewing activity on this product. Due to this activity, we have limited this product to verify
There it
purchase
is.
reviews.
If you guys can see it.
Yes.
Amazon
Yes.
has an unusual recent activity on this product. This activity, we've limited this product to verified purchase reviews. That means that there's a bunch of people trying to leave reviews on the product. So again, Amazon does this, and I'm sure you guys know this. I'm an
Right.
avid reader of books.
Right.
For
Hmm.
good or bad, it'll be something like Amazon will be like, listen, we got 50,000 copies. We've only sold 400, but yet we got 3,000 people trying to leave a review. No, 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 no. Now, it can go two ways. One, when someone is trying to trash the author, or one, when people
Ah,
are trying to unnaturally pump up the author. We should be waiting to see which one it actually is. That's the
right.
only thing I'm interested to see which one it is. Because here's the thing. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of people that don't like Portia, but there's
Right.
more people that love
That
her.
do.
And they
Right.
are dum dums, and I can
It's
see
it's
them.
sad. I have never. I'm just. I am floored by so many people. I just don't get it. I don't get it. As a
I get it.
wife, as a mother, as a wife primarily, and especially the way things happen between her whole relationship with this guy. I have a
Yeah.
problem with that. That's my biggest
Listen.
issue with her. It just I was just
Listen.
turned off from it how she's throwing him every day in our face. And it's just too much to keep looking at. It's a mess. It is a
Listen, I
mess.
get it. Listen, I
Right.
get it. I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
disgusted by her. Yeah.
It's a
And
mess.
the gaslighting is just has just been the
Right.
gaslighting on Portia's spinoff has just been so weird. Like she just expects all of us to forget that we saw Simon with Fallon,
Right.
and that Bravo still has footage from just last season.
Right. And
Even
she's
her
throwing
ex
this. I'm sorry,
No,
I'm
go
sorry, Tisa. No,
no,
what were you
no, go on, go
saying?
on.
No. No, no, it's just the idea that they are fine with it. Everybody's accepting. It's like, okay, it's okay. I know we're supposed to get over it. It's fine. Move on. She's pretending to be the victim in relationships, but at the end of the day, she's I don't want to call her that. Okay, but anyway, so she has had so many men in her life, and at the end of the day, what she's basically trying to tell us that, oh well, I was hurt by these men because they didn't, decide not to settle with me. They decided not to be in a relationship with me, but yet now I'm hurt because I've gone through these things. And so her whole life she's throwing in our face, and it's just really just too much to kind of endure. It's just a mess. It's just a
It
huge
is.
mess.
I read that book. The one thing about that book that really disturbed me is, I'm good. B will tell you, I'm good for a nice inspirational self help book, right? The
Right,
one thing about that that really throws me off was she goes through all these things, but she never really exposed herself because when they asked her, hey, no, when she says, listen, I stopped being in abusive relationships in my life. And when you're waiting to see, like, oh my God, Beauty Museum, thank you. When you say, hey, yoo-hoo, you finally made it live. Time difference made it difficult. I wanted to chat you out and support Detective Tisa for a while. One request though, can we get a yearly membership? Because Tisa, you my boo. Uh,
oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, Tisa's our girl.
oh,
Tisa, we
that
love
was so
you.
sweet. Thank you, Beauty
We love you.
Museum.
You're just amazing.
Thank you. Hey, Kimmy. But I will say that, like, um, one thing I've noticed about Portia's people, there's no gaslighting. They're just doing it on purpose. It's almost like they're like Trump supporters, the way you just need like your marching orders, and that's it. It doesn't matter
Right.
what you're saying
It's like
makes
a
sense or
cult.
not.
It's really
Yeah, it's a
weird. It's the
cult.
weirdest thing. It's
It's
like a
like
cult.
a cult.
It's strange.
It's
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 just
really, really weird. It's like a cult. And it's like, I'll tell you one thing though. Anyone that's a study of behavior, she is getting more and more hostile every week. Now I get it. I'm in her business. She's getting dragged. Everybody knows her boyfriend's broke. But like, you look at Portia's pattern about when life gets too much for her and when she starts feeling overwhelmed and she attacks somebody. I'll tell
right.
you what, you guys were asking about the Portia R. Kelly situation. I
Right.
think I've actually tracked, there's going to be a special members only live before the next Friday where I think I've tracked somebody down that actually knows about the feds coming to Portia's house. Why? Because the feds actually came to their house after to verify what Portia had told them. So
Whoa. I'm
yeah,
not
they
surprised about that. Yeah.
yeah, they really because think about it, you guys, right?
Hmm.
I'm glad nothing, of course, happened to Portia, and I hope nothing happened to anybody
Right.
that could help it.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
But I look at that thing, and she's talking about surviving abuse, and I read that chapter 4 times. And besides being a dum dum waiting in somebody's bedroom for 4 hours, right, for like a few moments with them, and thinking you're having a baby because the family said they loved you. Um,
Right.
I didn't see. Oh, sorry. I didn't see any abuse.
Right. And
I
I did go through sexual abuse. I did go
thought,
through it, but I was a teenager, 16. And so, and I get everybody's abuse is different, so I get it. Everybody's trauma, how they deal with it, how they cope with it, I understand that. But I think she tried to make us think that it was far more than what it really was, to be very honest with you. That's what I took from all of the interviews that she has done, the way she was
yeah,
plugging the book. She made us think that she was in this traumatic situation from 20 years old until 30. Then she went back to 7 year old. It was just all over the place. So we
it
really
was
don't know
all
what's
over
true
her.
and what's not true with
Mhm.
her. And that's what's sad about it. So,
I
Well,
yeah,
agree.
it's troubling.
I would just like to say though, I'm actually interested to see what because the trial hasn't started. I'm actually just interested to see what role Portia played because the way she kept saying she had to sit down with the feds and this and that, it's just like, yeah, what role did you play in that? I don't know. I don't think it's as simple as cut as her being like, because even she was very, very careful to call him Robert. She spoke to him lovingly. She didn't say one thing mean or rude about R. Kelly except for the fact that she hated when he had her waiting and he hated his wandering eye. But Kimmy, I'm
Right.
sorry, what were you saying?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I think somebody pointed out the fact that can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay, I think somebody pointed out the fact that even after she says these things happen, she was on like she had an interview on Dish Nation, I think, where
Okay.
they had R. Kelly there and she just like was super friendly, acted like nothing happened. And I'm like, I mean, if that was me, I would have asked to be excused that day or like not
Right.
have to be there or something
Right.
like that. That wouldn't that be traumatizing? Like,
It
It
was for
should.
me because
I,
when I saw my abuser, exactly, it was I was it was definitely just I couldn't be in the same room. It was really a hard situation. So
yeah.
yeah, so I was shocked at
Well,
that too.
if you
Yeah,
notice,
it just reminds me of what we've seen, like what we've seen in the franchise in, in the past. I know there have been some situations that have just genuinely been messy. Like, I remember Taylor Armstrong during the early
mhm.
seasons of Beverly Hills, and I do honestly believe there was there was abuse going on there. You
Oh,
know,
without a doubt.
Right.
but
Right.
later on, like in Beverly Hills, how when last season started, Erica Jane couldn't stop talking about how she and Tom had the perfect marriage, but then all of a sudden, after they announced the divorce, it was, oh, Tom was so horrible. You don't understand what I went through with him.
Exactly.
Or back to OC and Vicky, where during her final seasons on the show she just kept gushing and gushing about how wonderful Steve Lodge was, and Steve was doing all these wonderful things for her and they were going to have the perfect wedding. But then all of a sudden, once news broke about their breakup,
Yeah.
there was Vicky all over Instagram screaming about how Steve was such a dirtbag and he was cheating on her and bringing all these random hoes to Vicky's Mexican condo.
Right, right.
True.
And exactly. And after your interview with Fallon, I noticed that he's now posting about the boys. He's showing pictures of himself. It just seems like he's definitely following you.
He's
He's
in his
well
vibe probably
aware.
right now, and he's
Oh yeah,
probably
he's well
disappointed.
aware. Yeah, he's well aware of what's going on. Yeah, he's because
But
everything that we talked that was on that live, everything now he's actually showing us. He's standing by a plane. He's sitting on a couch reading a book. He's now with the boys. It's just so fake. It's just why broadcast it? If you are a father, fathers don't sit there and make it known every step and everything that they're doing with their children. You don't have to post every little thing that you do. But for some reason, that's a narcissist, and he's showing those traits and everything that he's doing. He's trying to prove a point. He's trying to get the recognition, the people to acknowledge him, and it's really a sick situation. That whole all of it's sick, if you ask me. It's all
no,
crazy.
without a doubt, it's sick and it's so easy to see through. I'm really interested to see where things are going to go through. I don't think, but then again, that February 22nd wedding will happen because everybody that knows Portia is
Oh, we
saying
have a
that the wedding,
date. Oh, there's a date,
well,
a wedding
February,
date.
sorry, 2022, February 2022 is supposed to be the date.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. When did that come out? I'm surprised I haven't
And it
heard
came
that.
out either today or yesterday, but she definitely set a date. It
Well,
was October.
interesting.
I'm sorry, not October, February
yeah, she
2022.
said her mom and her grandma saw her interview and was like, "Well, why did you like not have a wedding date set yet?" And they made her set a wedding day, I guess. That's what she says happened, but
He
who
lies
knows?
so much. Who knows? She's
I
such
don't
a
know what
liar.
like who knows?
Listen, I'm telling you guys that, like, I agree with Sonia. Not all sexual abuse is violent, but I think the point I'm trying to get out, and I'm not doubting her story,
Right.
but I think that there's more there because what she described in the book, yes, there was mental, yes, it was bad decisions, but the fact that the feds look to question you, it's like, what role do they think you actually played? Because I'm like, we're all looking at it like Portia was another victim. Portia said, I wasn't his girlfriend. I wasn't a victim. Well, if you weren't a victim and you were his girlfriend, what were you doing for him or with him? Do you know what I'm saying? It just seems very, very, very odd,
Very, all
Just,
of it's
just
odd.
very,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Right. And no one's
Listen,
minimizing anything that she stated, but it's just all of it's just a little weird, if you ask
listen.
me.
Let me
So
tell you something. When y'all talking about, oh, who let somebody pick their wedding date? You know who does it? Somebody that's in on the con. Portia always looks for outs. No, she always looks
she
for outs. And
does.
the one thing I
She
got
does.
from her book, which is actually a little bit disturbing, but also just like comical, I've never, here's the thing, and I say this a lot. If I wrote a book of my life, I think that shit would be really good. I think there'll be a lot of chapters where it's like, this person hurt me, this person hurt me. But if I'm honest with myself, I'd have to have a few chapters where I'm like, okay, I wasn't being my best. That wasn't then a nice thing to do. You could have did better. I would have to be honest with myself and actually take accountability. And most people would, because once you move past your hurt, move past your whatever, you can see the mistakes like they made, and how you could do things better. Portia takes
Right.
responsibility for nothing.
Nothing.
No, when
Nothing.
I
At
say
all.
nothing, you literally flip through the chapter like, is anything like, and even she does dirt, it's because she loves so much and she just wanted to be a wife so much.
Right.
It literally makes no sense.
None.
She
And
just skips over
again,
the parts where she does wrong, and it's like,
I
girl,
don't think, but
you missed the parts of the story.
yeah, that's the thing.
Right.
I don't think that she thinks she does wrong, which is an interesting character study. But my whole point in this is she keeps painting herself as a perpetual victim of R. Kelly, but there's a pride there in the way she calls him Robert and not R. Kelly. The
Right.
way,
And our,
when you look at the way she talks
right.
about him, she actually says nothing bad about that guy except for he had her waiting.
I had
That's
her
it.
waiting.
And
But
that
then I
he,
heard her in one interview, she said, I was one of his victims. And
yeah, I
then
don't know
she
about that.
proceeded. It was kind of weird when she said that. She's like, I was one of his
Yeah,
victims. And then I'm like, what?
yeah,
Were you a
I
victim or
believe.
girlfriend? I don't know what she actually meant because then she jumped to some other. She was like all over the place in that last interview. It was crazy. It was really weird to me. So,
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not doubting whether she's a victim. I just is wondering, but what was your role? Because I don't
right.
know. It's like you
Yeah.
can
Because
be
she made it seem
victim.
like she was a victim, like one of the other girls that was
Yes.
there at first, and then she made it seem like, "Oh, I'm his girlfriend, I'm gonna have a baby with him." And I'm
Yes.
like, "Well, what was
Yes.
the like,
What
what was
was
it?
it? And
Pick
no one
one."
is right, and no one is ever we're not downplaying, if you're a victim, because I'm also a victim, so we're not
Yeah.
downplaying her own belief of whom she felt. If
Hmm.
she felt she was a victim, we're not saying that she was not. However, we're just looking at all of the tosses and turns and things that she's going up and down from all different angles from this book. From, I was a victim when she was promoting the book. She made us think that she was, abused through her entire life from all relationships. It was just a lot. It was a lot. So
No, I see
And
that
again,
the
we're
way the
way.
not
headline came
downplaying
out
it.
the way the headline came out really did make it seem like she was, like, one of the girls that was, like, stuck in his basement, and I'm
Right,
like, "What?" And then, like, after I heard Tisa's, review on it, I was like,
right. And other people
"This doesn't
review
add
on it,
up."
what they thought. Right, right. It didn't
Yeah.
add up to me. So that's all.
Listen, I believe that there was some victimization, but again, just because you're a victim doesn't make you innocent. I'm just wondering what the role is, because all I know is from watching like Hustle and Flow is hard out here for a pimp. What do
Right,
you call the woman that has many
right,
women in the house, but
right.
you're the one that gets to sleep in his bed, and that's how, to me, that sounds like a bottom bitch. And we all
Right.
know what bottom bitches do. So
Yes,
I'm
we
like, what
do.
was your role
What was
in
your role?
this?
Right.
I
It's
hope it just
giving
is. I don't
Ghislaine
want to even start
Maxwell.
any mess. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just
Right.
really, really odd. But also when she saw R. Kelly and they were singing, she sang the same song for him on Destination that she said that she sang in the book.
In
His
the
eyes
book.
are on the sparrow. His eyes on the sparrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. See, I
But
didn't read it. I
again,
refused it. So I get, hey.
it's like with victim and abuse, it's just the fact that like with Portia, and I hope nothing happened to her. I do,
Right,
like, nobody
right,
deserves that.
and we
Hmm.
don't, and we never do. We're not saying that at all. So I don't want people to
Yeah.
get that impression. That's
Oh,
the
of course. I didn't
conversation that's
think you guys
going.
were
Right,
saying that, but
right,
yeah,
right.
I just there's
My
something there.
birthday is February the 23rd. I can't believe they are actually getting married February the 21st. I'm February the 23rd. I just saw
They're
the
literally
date.
Oh,
trying to beat Fallon
nice.
and, Jalen's date.
Their date is October 2022.
Yeah,
They're
We
literally
see
just trying to
Portia.
beat their date because they didn't even say anything until after Fallon and Jalen came out with
right.
their date.
Isn't that
So it's like,
weird?
why wait till now?
I don't know. Probably if February 2022 is the date, probably they find out in mid February 2022 whether they got renewed or not. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's what might be going on. But listen, you guys, listen. I am going to have to get out of here. Oh,
Good.
there's Judgy.
Okay.
But hold on, let's say hi to Judgy. Hey, Judgy, what's
Hi,
going on,
Reggie.
Mama?
Hey, nothing much. It's just been a crazy, crazy time. It's the end of the year and
Definitely.
everybody want to pay bills now. All of a sudden, and so I got my
Exactly.
shop. I've been listening to your stream, and honestly, for me, I'm really just like disappointed in Portia overall. I think
What do you mean?
this was actually a time to really tell a story and about reflection and about actual growth, even though it probably wouldn't have been that much growth.
Yeah.
But just to not even have the mind state to even frame it is
Yeah.
it's even more so troubling. Like, this is probably going to be a book where all her books that are not sold are going to be sold to like psychologists so that they can like do a case study on this.
I'm gonna hurt you.
No, like for real, like this is just like, it's just so, I've just never seen someone who's just that oblivious, literally. Like,
So
just that
basically, this might be the new life on the Ramona coaster.
Ah, you know what? I never saw that, right? Like you patent your own brand
Check
of
the
crazy.
dollar store.
Yes. 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 That's exactly what happened. There's just this new Ramona roller coaster, right? It's like Six Flags in New York. There's one in Atlanta. There's going to be one everywhere. Listen, Portia, listen, you guys, honestly, I do have to go. But again, we are having a special members live this week because I'm almost done with my new expose and I actually want to watch it with you guys live and have it like playing, or at least play parts of it so you guys can actually see what's going on because it's a bombshell, but it's still not ready yet because you know how it goes. Anyway, you guys, I want to thank you guys all so much for joining me. Judgy, I'm so sorry we didn't get more time with you, but you guys keep your notifications on because it is going to be this week, probably this Friday. You guys aren't going to have to wait till another Friday. We'll do an extra members live. Keep the notifications on. I'll post something in the members chat, and we'll do it when you guys are like, oh, you just got back from vacation. I am still on vacation, but just me, jet lagged, and I'm trying not to wake people. So yeah, I don't know how to whisper, so I'm talking low. But I had the best time, and we are going to get together soon. And you guys, let me know in the comments if there's anything else you want to talk about when this expose is done. Though I guarantee you, you guys are going to love me forever. It's going to be the best expose ever. All right, listen, you guys, I will talk to you guys. And so, oh, and also, what am I saying? I'm gonna go live Sunday for Portia's Family Values. I'll probably go live tomorrow. Maybe you know what? Maybe next time I go live, we'll also do a members only chat. I actually like it when it's members only chat, to tell you the truth, because these dum dums be out in droves, right? Anyway,
Yeah, good
you
thing
guys,
that they're
thank you.
broke trolls.
You know what? I think they're paid trolls. I just don't think they're real people because the thing is, you guys probably like when we look at comments, right? We're just looking at the comments, so it sounds like these are like different people. But for some reason, when you get notifications, you literally see somebody will be like, yeah, and you're lucky, blah, blah. And then you're just like, delete. And then 2 seconds later, a new screen name saying pretty much the same thing pops up. It's like they literally pop up in groups where it's so obvious. It's literally one person like logging out of one account, logging into another, logging into another. It's just again, the internet is a funny place. I'll say that though. I can't complain. I can't
It must
complain.
be
It's
Simon on
okay.
his troll accounts.
Listen, well, we know he ain't doing nothing in Costa Rica, and he's probably mad and grumpy and hangry because
You
all
know
he's
he's
eating
not
is
working out for
turkey
the
bacon.
wedding.
Exactly. All he's eating is turkey bacon, Oscar Mayer turkey bacon, and egg beaters, egg white omelets with Mrs. Dash to cut down on the
Ugh.
salt. So we know he's hangry right now. So listen, wait until the metaverse. Yes, listen. Simon is okay paying trolls to drive up my engagement, and I to that say thank you. Anyway, you guys, I will see you guys soon. Keep your notifications on. I got some more tea, but I need to finish this video because you guys, if you're new to my channel, I do come with the tea, but I gotta let you know that every time I release it too early, every other blog picks it up. So it's kind of like, yeah, I don't care if other blogs pick it up, but I want to break it first. I want to break it first. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Millennial Mom, Judgy Justice, Kimmy, and of course, ATD Next. ATD Next, and also whoever else that's watching the OC, but ATD Next, I'm going to actually inbox you because I'm going to start reviewing the Real Housewives of OC. It has officially gotten good to the point of it's like, okay, this is worth reviewing. So we'll see if the Tattle Tells are in it, okay? All right, you guys. I will talk to you guys later. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye, Tisa. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.